welcome to all for this session. Today we are going to discuss the novel drug delivery systems, in which a targeted drug delivery system, out of which the current topic is monoclonal antibodies. This is very much interested and important in one of the best novel drug delivery system. First, let me know what is antibodies. An antibody is a protein. It is basically a protein used by immune system to identify and neutralize foreign objects like bacteria, virus, any foreign matter in the human body. Each antibody recognizes a specific antigen unique to its target. Simply, the antibody is a protein important to react to any antigen. Antigen may be a bacteria, may be a virus, there is any pathogenic material, any foreign matter that try to invade in the human system. The high specificity of antibodies makes them an excellent tool for detecting and quantifying a broad array of targets. Target for bacteria, virus, yeast, that is any pathological microorganisms and any foreign matters, from drugs to serum proteins to microorganisms. Targeting to drugs also, serum proteins also, and also microorganisms. Within in vitro assays, suppose in the laboratory, in vitro laboratory conditions, we want to estimate the purity of the chemicals, we can say the drug. So, in vitro assays, antibodies can be used to precipitate soluble antigens. There is a precipitation of soluble antigens, that is called as agglutinate clump. Agglutinate cells opsonize and kill bacteria with assistance of complement and utilize drugs, toxins and viruses. Simply, the sum up of the antibody is, antibodies are protein which is naturally present in the human body. The function of antibody is to neutralize any foreign matter. The foreign matter may be a pathological microorganisms or any foreign matter that is trying to invade and destroy the human lifestyle, particularly human health. Now move on to what is monoclonal antibodies. We will discuss that antibodies. Now come to the point, monoclonal antibodies. Mono means single, clonal means cloning. The antibodies are prepared from the specific technique. The specific technique is called as cloning, monocloning, monoclonal antibodies. The antibodies are prepared from the specific technique that is called as cloning technique. It is called as monoclonal. By the process we are getting, what is getting is antibodies, then it is called as the monoclonal antibodies. So now we can discuss the detailed, the monoclonal antibodies are identical immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulins are having broad category, the major IgG, IgM, IgE, IgD, so these are the broad category of immunoglobulins. They are generated from the single B cells. The antibodies recognize unique epitopes, the surface properties and binding sites of a single antigen. Derivation from a single B cell clones and subsequent target to a single epitope is what differentiate monoclonal antibodies from the polyclonal antibodies. That antibodies are differentiated by the cloning mechanism from the specific single cell is called as monoclonal antibodies. They differ from the polyclonal antibodies. Polyclonal antibodies are different from the any type of T lymphocyte cells. Polyclonal antibodies are antibodies that are derived from different cell lines. They differ from amino acid sequences. Now come to the basic characters of antibodies, monoclonal antibodies. What are the basic behavior features of monoclonal antibodies? Monoclonal antibodies are a single type of antibody that are identical and directed against a specific epitope, antigen determinant site, and are produced by B cells of clones of a single parent or a single hybridoma cell line. Hybridoma cell line is formed by the fusion of a B lymphocyte cells with a myeloma cells. Some myeloma cells synthesize a single monoclonal antibodies naturally. So what are the different advantages from the monoclonal antibodies? How the monoclonal antibodies producing some special features of advantages. This method, that is a monoclonal antibodies, is a method preparation from the cloning techniques is an expensive method. Though it is an expensive method, but monoclonal antibodies are cheaper to develop than conventional drugs because it is based on test on technology. The monoclonal antibodies, the preparation methodology techniques is costly, that is called as highly expensive, but still it is a better method than a conventional method, because in the conventional method drug development it cost very huge for the development of new drugs. Compared to that aspect, the monoclonal antibodies are prepared from the cheapest one, and also this method is a time tested one. It is a purely tested the practically experimental aspect, and the method is reproducible, that is significantly reproducible. Side effect can be treated as and reduced by using a mice human hybridoma cells. Generally, any antibodies prepared and injected to human body try to reject, but by this method monoclonal antibody techniques, the method preparation from the mice human hybridoma cells are by using infectious fractions of antibodies. So, the bind to specific diseased or damaged cells needing treatment. So, this method what we are preparing, they are used for specific disease or specific damaged cells needing treatment. They treat a wide range of conditions. This method what we are preparing, the monoclonal antibody, is used for the treatment of wide range of conditions, say cancers, breast cancer, uterus cancer, prostate cancer, and also microbial infections. So, these are the different applications of the monoclonal antibodies. So, the monoclonal antibody having a huge advantages rather than disadvantages. Okay, whatever the advantages having the monoclonal antibodies, still having unavoidable some range of disadvantages also. So, disadvantages of using monoclonal antibodies: the preparation time, the project consume more time, around 6 to 9 months. Time consuming project, the development of monoclonal antibodies techniques and the feasibility of the study will be take minimum between 6 to 9 months. Very expensive and needs considerable effort to produce them. The method is highly expensive method, as I told in that previous slide. This method is a very expensive method, but needs considerable effort to produce them. Small peptide and fragment antigens may not be good antigens. By using these are the protein materials, small peptide and fragment antigens may not be good for antigens. Monoclonal antibody may not recognize the original antigen. If the monoclonal antibodies have any fraction, any fragment very small, that is very difficult to recognize the antigen. Hybridoma culture may be subject to contamination, because the pure techniques still any chances of contamination, and the hybridoma process may have contamination, that is very complicated in the system. System is only well developed for limited animal and not for other animals. The monoclonal antibodies are produced from the some selected animals. We are not studied in the all animals. So, still having this method some feedback, that is some unexpected, unavoidable outcomes of the side effect. More than 99% of the cells do not survive during the fusion process. The most of the technique depends on the fusion of the cell and with the hybridoma. So, chances are, as per the report, 99% of the cells do not survive during the fusion process. Reducing the range of useful antibodies that can be produced and against an antigen. It is possibility of generating immunogenicity. Generally, the ideal requirement of producing any antibody is non-antigenic nature. That means produce immunogenicity, they produce new type of immunity because of the reaction, the hyperreactivity of the produced antibodies. In the practical aspect, how to produce the monoclonal antibodies? The practical steps for the production is, the 9 steps are given here. The step 1, immunize animal. Immunize animal means the animal what we are using for the production of B cells, that is mice. First we have to immunize the animal And second point, isolate the spleen. The spleen is the important for the, because spleen containing the antibody producing B cells. The antibody we are producing, the animal is spleen cell. In the spleen B cells are responsible for production of antibodies. So for that, first we should immunize the animal. Second, after immunization, that spleen should be separated out, isolated out. They fuse the point number 3, fuse spleen cells with hybridoma myeloma cells. Myeloma cells are the cancer producing cells, where the spleen cells will fuse the spleen cells with the myeloma cells by using the PEG medium. Allow unfused B cells to die. You can put some time, 24 hours or 48 hours, allow to the unfused B cells to be died. Add aminoprotein to culture and kill unfused myeloma cells. The first step, we are removed by the B cells of unfused B cells. The second point, removing the myeloma cells in the culture by using the chemical aminoprotein to culture and to kill the unfused myeloma cells. Point number 6, clone remaining cells. Clone means the cloning process of the remaining cells, that is the fused cells. Screen the supernet, and point number 7, screen the supernet of each clone of presence of clone for presence of desired antibody. Now we can screen that desired antibody producing clones. Screening techniques. By screening techniques, the supernet of each clone for the presence of desired antibody. Number 8, grow the fused screened cells into the cell media in the process of tissue culture. The last point, harvesting the desired antibody from the culture. After purification and properly, it will be packed and stored for the future use. So, in the medical applications, the pharmaceutical applications and diagnostic applications and analytical applications, monoclonal antibodies are having a wide spectrum of utility in the diagnostic aspect, therapeutic aspect and analytical aspect. The first one, diagnostic applications, in which biochemical analysis, where the biochemical reactions to be conducted for the diagnosing the disease or diagnosing the particular organ, that is called as organ imaging, diagnostic imaging. Therapeutic applications, the monoclonal antibodies are directly used as a therapeutic agent, as a drug. Monoclonal antibodies are using as a targeting agents. And third point, protein purification, that is called as by in the process of pharmaceutical analysis, that is called as analytical techniques, where we are using monoclonal antibodies. So let us discuss in detail one by one. First, we can start with the biochemical analysis. Routinely used radioimmunoassay. In short, we can call it as RIA. And enzyme linked immunosorbent assays in the laboratory. RIA, radioimmunoassay for the ELISA techniques, in which we are using the monoclonal antibodies for the identification of lack of hormone in the body or lack of insulin in the body. This will be detected by using the radioimmunoassay. These assays measure the circulating concentration of hormones. These assays, simply we can take the blood or urine or any body fluids by using the reactions, that is called as radioimmunoassay techniques. We can find out the circulating concentration of hormones, particularly insulin, human gonadotrophin hormones, growth hormones, progesterones, thyroxine, triiodothyroxine, thyroid stimulating hormones, and several other tissues and cells produce blood grouping antigens, blood clotting factors, interferons, interleukins, tumor markers. We should identify what type of hormone imbalance or what type of body mechanisms are there, they require any additional supplement, treatment or therapy. Accordingly, first we should identify the actual concentration of the biochemicals in the body. So this method we can find out the exact conditions. Particularly examples of pregnancy, the lady pregnant or not, how we can know that? The pregnancy by detecting the urinary levels of the human gonadotropin hormones. If the lady having pregnant, the hormones are available in the urine sample, then by using this technique, radioimmunoassay technique, we can find out it is a pregnant or not. Cancer estimation of plasma, carcino embryonic antigen in colorectal cancers. So, identification of the plasma concentration for the identification of colorectal cancer and prostate specific antigen for prostate cancer. For identification of the disease, the concentration of the chemical in the blood, for this identification, the biochemical reaction analysis is very important. For the biochemical reaction analysis, for that we are using the monoclonal antibodies. Next, we can come to the diagnostic imaging. Diagnostic imaging for the identification of the disease. Disease in the sense the organism name, microorganism name, the structure, the shape, the mobility of the microorganisms. So, imaging of the microorganisms, imaging of the body organ tissues, imaging of the some chemicals in the body. So, for that the monoclonal antibodies are using as a diagnostic imaging material. For that the radio labeled monoclonal antibodies are used. For that radio labeled monoclonal antibodies are used in the diagnostic imaging of diseases. And this technique is referred to immunoscintigraphy. Immunoscintigraphy. Scintigraphy is a technique in which the light particles are emitted from the particular source, that is called as scintigraphy. So, immunoscintigraphy, that is some proteins, immunoproteins, that is called as antibodies are used for the antibodies. That means antibodies are labeled with some radioisotopes, then emit some frequency light that will be captured in the scintigraphy camera, gamma scintigraphy techniques. So, the radioisotopes commonly used for labeling of monoclonal antibodies are iodine 131 and technetium 99. These are most commonly used radioisotopes for the scintigraphy techniques, particularly with monoclonal antibodies. The monoclonal antibodies are tagged with radioisotopes are injected intravenously into the patients. Suppose we want to take the image of the particular organ or the image of the microorganisms, for that the radio labeled isotopes with monoclonal antibodies are injected intravenously to the patient to whom the image will be taken. The monoclonal antibodies are localized at specific sites, particularly for example tumor cells, that is a cancer cells, which can be detected by imaging the radioactivity. In recent years, single photon emission computed tomography SpaceT cameras are used to give a more sensitive 3-dimensional appearance, that is called a 3D camera, 3D dimension image of the spots of localized and radio labeled monoclonal antibodies. And for the heart function, these techniques also used for the heart function, that is any myocardial infarction, atherosclerosis, that is where any fatty materials are deposited in the blood vessels. So, the image to be taken by using the monoclonal antibodies labeled with radioisotopes. So, the heart function and also the vessels, blood flow, the artery size, that will be taken image by using the diagnostic imaging techniques with the help of monoclonal antibodies labeled with radioisotopes. Direct use of monoclonal antibodies as a therapeutic agent. So, we discussed the first one, diagnostic one. Next one, as a therapeutic agent, the monoclonal antibodies itself act as a drug, that is called as therapeutic applications, may prevent or cure or improve the health conditions. So, direct applications of the monoclonal antibodies as a therapeutic agents in destroying disease causing organisms. The drug may kill the microorganisms. Drug means here monoclonal antibodies. The monoclonal antibodies kill the disease causing organisms. Monoclonal antibodies promote efficient opsonization of the pathogenic organisms. The pathogenic organism may be a bacteria, virus, yeast, any pathogenic organisms. The drug entry in the organism depends on the process called as opsonization. Opsonization is a chemical, that is opsonin is important. The monoclonal antibodies to enhance the process of opsonization for the better drug uptake of cellular level. The cell may be a bacteria, pathogenic cells, or may be a cancer cells of the human body, and enhance, that's why, and enhance the phagocytic activity, that is called as phagocytosis. In the immunosuppression of organ transplant, now one of the most common issues in the organ transplant is the immune responses. That means any organ transplant, the heart transplant, liver transplant, kidney transplant, the body try to reject the newly operated organs. For that required the immune suppression mechanisms. So now monoclonal antibodies in normal medical practice used in the place of cyclosporine and prednisone. Cyclosporine and prednisone are very commonly used immunosuppressant in the organ transplant condition. When we want to transplant the organ, accordingly the patient will be subjected for the cyclosporine and prednisone as a immune suppression agent. But in recent years, this will be replaced by, this means the cyclosporine and prednisone are replaced by monoclonal antibodies. Now this will be in normal medical practice, immunosuppressive drugs such as cyclosporine and prednisone are administered to overcome the rejection of organ transplantation. In recent years, monoclonal antibodies specific to T lymphocyte surface antigen are being used as a for this purpose. What purpose? The immune suppression purpose. In the treatment of cancer, how monoclonal antibodies are used for the treatment of cancer? Monoclonal antibodies against the antigen of the specific surface cancer cells. Monoclonal antibodies are specific antibody for the reaction with a specific antigen. The antigen may be a microorganism or cancer cells or any pathogen. So monoclonal antibodies against the antigens of the surface of cancer cells are useful for the treatment of cancer. The antibodies are bind to the cancer cells and destroy them via different pathways. And the next move on to the how the monoclonal antibodies are used for the treatment of AIDS. Treatment of AIDS or management of AIDS condition. Genetic engineering have been successful to attach Fc portion of the mouse monoclonal antibody to human CD4 cells molecules. This complex has high affinity to bind membrane glycoproteins of GP120 of virus infected cells. The Fc fragment induces cell mediated destruction of HIV infected cells. Monoclonal antibodies as a targeting agents. The drugs can be coupled with monoclonal antibodies directed against a cell surface antigen of the cells and tumors, specifically targeted to reach the site of action. Examples: alkaline phosphatase for the conversion of phosphate prodrugs, carboxypeptidase for converting inactive carboxyl prodrugs into active prodrugs, lactamase for hydrolyzing beta-lactam ring containing antibiotics. So in this way, conversion of the prodrug into drug, a drug into prodrug, and a conversion of one enzyme into antibodies. For this purpose, the monoclonal antibodies are used as a targeting moiety for the drug delivery. Next very common problem in the blood is called as blood clotting in the body. That is called as aggregation of blood cells, that is called as clot. They will block the blood vessels. Now, monoclonal antibodies in the dissolution of blood clots. How the monoclonal antibodies are useful for the treatment of internal clotting, internal bleeding. The clotting may be number of factors, maybe concentration of the cells and other materials present in the blood. In generally, fibrin is the major constant of the blood. Fibrin is the major constant of the blood clot, which gets dissolved by the plasmin. Generally, blood clotting because of the fibrin in the blood, that will be dissolved by the plasmin. Plasmin in turn is formed by the activation of plasminogen by plasminogen activator. So, the tissue plasminogen activator can be prepared by the monoclonal antibody techniques, can be used as a therapeutic agent to remove the blood clots, because the human body, the clot because of the fibrin, and we want to dissolve the clot, for that plasmin wanted. If the plasmin not available, the not improper secretion of plasmin in the human body, for that we can put injection form, that is called as tissue plasminogen activator. That will be prepared by using monoclonal antibody techniques, that will be useful for the blood clotting. Next, it is very important as a drug delivery system. Monoclonal antibodies acting as a drug delivery systems through liposomes. Liposomes, it is called as sacs or vesicles formed spontaneously when certain lipid molecules are exposed to aqueous environment. The lipid molecules are exposed to certain aqueous environment, the spontaneously the vesicles, the bilayer, the multiple layers are formed, that is called as liposomes. The drug-ended liposomes are coated with the monoclonal antibodies directed against tissue-specific antigens are being tried for drug delivery. That is called as surface engineered monoclonal antibodies or surface engineered liposomes are being used as drug delivery system for the better delivery of the drugs to the targeted sites, specifically for the cancer cells. Particularly the delivery of the drugs to the liver and spleen. The liver and spleen having more RES, reticuloendothelial system cells. They are easily reject the drugs and carrier system. For that better acceptance and better drug release, the liposomes are surface engineered, that is liposomes are coated with the monoclonal antibodies, that is a specific type of proteins. They will enhance the drug delivery by reducing the RES uptake. In this way, monoclonal antibody acts as a targeted drug delivery system through liposome coupled tissue specific monoclonal antibodies. The last application is pharmaceutical analytical application, that is called as protein purification methods. The monoclonal antibodies are most useful for the protein purification methods, and the so produced monoclonal antibody can be conveniently used for the purification of protein against which it was raised. The monoclonal antibodies what we produced, they are used for the purification of proteins. The monoclonal antibodies columns can be prepared by coupling them to a cyanogen bromide activated, that is called as chromatographic matrix. The immobilized monoclonal antibodies in this manner are, that is a stationary phase manner, are very useful for the purification of proteins by immunoaffinity method. First we let's understood what is chromatography. Chromatography is a process of separation of mixture of component into a individual component by using stationary phase and mobile phase. Here the monoclonal antibody coated chromatographic matrix are used as a stationary phase. The immobilized monoclonal antibodies in this manner are very much useful for the purification of proteins, that is called as antigen antibody mechanisms, by using immunoaffinity method. There are certain advantages of using monoclonal antibodies for protein purifications. These include the specificity of the monoclonal antibody to bind to the desired protein. This method is a very efficient elution from the chromatographic column and high degree of purification. There is a percentage purity is the very maximum. Still now we are discussing the monoclonal antibodies. What is antibody? What is monoclonal antibody? What are the advantages of monoclonal antibody? Disadvantages, and the method of preparation, that is a practical steps commonly used for the preparation of monoclonal antibodies, the applications, that is the medical applications, analytical applications, and also as a drug delivery system. So these are the recent development, we can say almost last 20 years in the pharmaceutical sciences. Monoclonal antibody is unavoidable, because the innovation in these directions are now most interesting. Once the technically we are strong and the result may be reproducible, then future is very good for monoclonal antibodies in the pharmaceutical sciences. So with this conclusion, I will thank to listen those who are listening this lecture. Thank you very much. So next class we can discuss another topic, that is method of preparation of targeted drug delivery systems. Thank you.